Alright, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Hong Kong Sevens. This one, Fiji versus France in the semi-final of the Hong Kong Sevens. Josefa Talatholo, Georgie Nasova, Ioane Teba, Civil Mothunotangi, Jeremiah Matana, George Balsi, and Felipe Saturanga make up the Fijian starting seven. For the French, it is Afil, who had a great game in his last outing. Zedar, Pauline Riva, Andy Timo, Arto, Fall, and also Karaba, a forward who wants to go out there. And I mean, the physicality that France have shown throughout this competition has been pretty impressive. Hong Kong has had quite the atmosphere indeed. And whoever wins this game, they will be going head-to-head with Argentina, a side that have been top of the bunch for a long time. Is France a dangerous side? They can be. They've been very much up and down. And with the squad that they've got here, they're missing quite a few of their regular faces. No Grand Didier, no Stephen Perez Martin. But for the Fijians, they are missing a fair few as well, including Tereo Tamani. And let's go, Bulla. Says Rape and Tosafeti Tosso. Says Banana and Jacket said, what up? Welcome in, mate. You are doing extremely well. Hope you're excited for another match. We have got plenty more coming today. Another 4 matches, including the next one, New Zealand versus Spain. Are those players injured? Some are injured. Well, in fact, a majority of them are injured. And some have gone to kind of different competitions around the world. Normally rugby union is where certain players go away to. Currently France, after 2 losses in their first 2 matches, because they lost by narrow margins, they beat Kenya and they managed to go through. And then from here, they're at the semi-final. Hong Kong used to be Fijians' home ground favourites, but we will see. Says Rock, yeah, they've won more leagues in in Hong Kong than any other side. If you watch NRL, I normally keep an eye on it. Of course, the Warriors going to be playing up against, I think it's the Tigers, in only about 6 minutes' time. Let's go. Says Blues Nate. It's going to be kicked off by the French. Can Fiji close out a contest? That's the thing. Up against the Spanish, they had a massive lead. They let it slip, and then they had to win the game in golden point time. That was only yesterday. So how much could they have improved in around 15 hours? Felipe Saturanga fires it across here. Fiji deep inside of their own 22. Georgie Nasova, such a dangerous ball runner. And I shall remembering my name. And also what is golden point time. So pretty much that is when both sides are sitting at a draw at the end of regular time. Then they have to play. And then whoever gets the golden point, which is pretty much just a try or any form of point during that extra time period, they win. So it's kind of the equivalent of sudden death, I guess you could say. But I should also mention there was a high shot coming in from France, and they have actually been yellow carded. Karaba will make his way off the field. For the next 2 minutes, Fiji will have the numerical advantage. Oh, and they almost weren't able to find touch. How long is extra time? It is 5 minutes each way, but normally they've decided who's going to win by the 5 minutes. Like someone normally gets some form of points. Ilaria has said hi as well. Welcome in. Now 40 metres out from the line, the Fijians have got themselves the line out thrown in by Felipe Saturanga. Josefa Talatholo going away to the left-hand side. When you are defending with 7, it is normally a handful to face this Fijian attack, but when you only have 6, that is when the gaps do start to form. 7, Mothunotangi gets through one, offloads it up to Ioane Timber again. Now trying to sneak through here, Josefa Talatholo. He's going to have the pace to get around Andy Timo. He's not dancing just for now. And Fiji has scored the try. As if anyone's wondering what that reference is, it's pretty much at the end of the quarterfinal, Andy Timo was doing a big dance. And I said at that moment, he has to make sure that if he's going to do that, he has to win the whole comp. Still do not say my name right. Do I get an A for effort? I've tried quite a few times. I'm going to have to Google Translate it, I'd say. I'll try and find some sort of pronunciation guide. Oh, yeah, good. That's a quick try, says Scotty. Yeah, 7s can happen in an instant. And that kick has gone over, making the score now 7 points to 0. Oh, yeah, we've got the Argentina finalist, says Guillermo, and they are going to be going head-to-head with the winner of this contest. Happening in about 4 hours' time. You get an A for trying, says Scotty and Bulla from Fiji. Says that Fijian guy, nicely taken by Andy Timo, will be now just inside of his own 22. Now, Riva going across to the right. Now, just showing that Fijian coach. And a bit of a chat on the sideline. Remember me, says Country Guy. I do indeed. You were here yesterday. Pauline River. Now going with the pick and go on the short side here. France looking to get the try before they go back to their full 7 on the park. Now River going short side again to Andy Timo. He's going to try the step and he's out up by Seville Mothinothangi. Everyone in Sevens want to win Hong Kong. So Revi the Great says TH. Now trying to skip around there. Oh, that was a hard shot in the ribs. One of the French players, I think it was Zedar. I might have to make sure that rib is still attached. You still do not say my name right. But now off to the right-hand side, Reva. On away to Zedar, who isn't shying away from a little bit of a challenge here. Right, the tackle has been made. Fiji going for a little bit of a counter-ruck, but not quite popping out on their side. Arto, Andy Timo now. And charts out wide for the youngster Afiel, and he's got plenty of speed. He gets round the outside. One-on-one defence, beautifully done by Fiji, and that is a terrific effort from Felipe Saturanga. Ball comes out the back, and Fiji get themselves the penalty. Does anyone know the Glasgow Lions result? Tell you what, Glasgow made a statement in that game. We were going to end up covering that game, but it was right at the end of the day, and honestly, I did think it could have been a bit, like, I didn't think it was going to be 42-0. I thought maybe 15 points in favour of the Warriors, but no, they just ripped into them, didn't they? So you'll be a very happy man, Kerr, I would think. As long as, of course, they get their Champions Cup win next week as well in the round of 16. I heard there's a museum in Hong Kong that has Sarevi's rugby boots. Says Zion. And we have forgot about your name. Says Rock. We have a good shot, brother. Congrats to the men for the win, says Drape. And who do you think is going to win and how much by? I do think that Fiji are strong enough to get the win, but I also am a bit concerned with how they've been finishing their games. So, like, they've gone from leading by drastic margins to losing, or at least getting close to losing. France have done the opposite. They've been losing by substantial margins to go on to win games. And just ask New Zealand how that went. New Zealand were up by 14. France beat them by 7 in the end. Now kicked them behind by the Fijians. France going to have this ball deep inside of their own 22. Looking like a patient build-up about to take place. George Baosi trying to keep up with Arto. Back across to the right. Pauline River. Still 2 minutes remaining in this first half. I think Black Ferns will win their game, but will be close, says Novmum. Now Zedar can't get the offload. River having a little bit of a juggle, or at least a little bit of a stumble at the back of the breakdown. Afiel again. Tackle well. Fiji's defence holding strong for now, but for how long? Another offload coming for Le Bleu. Firing it out wide. Zedar. Oh, puts the fend in the face of Felipe Saturanga. He'll certainly remember that one. It looks like maybe he might have got one in either the nose or the eye. He didn't look too comfortable there, but it's passed out wide, and again it's going to be Afiel who scores the try for the French. Second half will be tough. I get home the day after, but parents are going. Says Kerr. Oh, so you're going to just narrowly miss it in that case. Will you be going to the quarter the week after if they are still... Would they be... They'd be home for the quarter, wouldn't they, if Glasgow were to win that round of 16? Irish would have fallen asleep 42-0, damn. Says Blues Nate. I think Fiji will win 37 points to 27. Neck and neck game, says Zion. The second half will be tough, exactly right. And France done something very similar to what they did up against New Zealand, and that is scoring late in the first half. Arto has missed it away to the side. I'm away again by then. Oh, so close. Are you going to be able to catch... You'd be able to... Well, I was going to say you'll be able to, but I can't guarantee it. You'll be able to catch one of their games before the end of the season, will you, Kurt, if you're lucky? Perhaps a home final. Could be on the cards. Josefa Talafolo offloading it up now to Felipe Saturanga. Did a full circle. Tries the little grubber in behind, but it's made connection with one of the French flags. And it means that the ball is going to be on the side of France for the final play of the half. Pauline River driven backwards, knocked out of his hands. Now Afiel again has the ball. 22 metres out from the line. Zedar trying the step, picked up and dropped. Now looping around. Another offload to Andy Timo out wide as he got the speed and the power. He does, the big man. And he scores the try. That gives France the lead going into the second half. Fiji needs to improve the second half. Says amazing product, and Polynesians have the hardest heads in the known universe, so a poke to the eye should be nothing. But the thing is, like, the head might be hard, right? But I don't know whether or not you can train your eyeballs. You know, a finger to the eye still, you're going to feel it no matter what your nationality is. And it never feels nice. Fiji need to use the position they have. Are not making use of the opportunities. Yeah, this all came about because Satoranga went for a little grubber in behind, which unfortunately for him did not work out. But for France it did. They will now lead at the halftime break 10 points to 7. Why did Fiji chip that ball? Exactly right. It was something that wasn't worth the risk because, yes, if it pays off, you might be able to break the line. But with just some passing, they were probably going to be able to break that line anyway. So now they've put themselves under a little bit more added pressure that maybe they didn't need to be under going into the second 7 minutes. Of course, a spot in the final up against the Argentines is on the line. France versus Argentina, that's become a little bit of a rivalry match at times. Fiji versus Argentina, that is a battle of two of the best sides on the circuit. It would also create a little bit more separation between the top two and the rest of the field, seeing as Spain have got a chance of finishing 5th, which will give them a maximum of, I believe it is, 12 points. Whereas for Fiji and Argentina, if they were through to the final, that would give them a minimum of 18. No hard heads, all right. So hard basic instructions, says Rape. Now second half just about underway. Some great players off the bench for both of these sides. They have got Jordan Sefo available for the French. In fact, actually very similar to their last lineup in terms of who they have got. It could come on later on. They have also got Vuiviwa Nandovalo for the Fijians, Tani Vanua Kula, Masiolo, and Sanila, my Samoa there too. They've got quite the stack bench for Fiji in terms of players that maybe sometimes on paper people wouldn't say are the best, but they can have some really great moments. Vuiviwa Nandovalo, though, he can be a game changer, and if they were to win this game late with a try, I think he would be the one who scores it. Can Fiji make a comeback in the second half? I think that it is more than possible because at the end of the day, only separated by 3 points at the moment, less than a converted try. It's going to be kicked off by the Fijians, nicely taken by Jordan Sefo, who has now made his way onto the field. Ball is stripped by Fiji, but it goes back still on the side of France. That's going to be Karaba now trying to go through and grabbed by the back of his jersey by the Fijians, turning it into a rolling ball minute just to get his pass away. Riva going on the outside. At the moment, I would say tactically, France have looked like the more sound team in this contest. Oh, Arto. In fact, that time it would have been the try scorer, Arfiel. He decided he wanted to try and run hard at a Fijian and got smashed backwards. Learned the lesson pretty quick there, I would say. And yeah, just has his head crunched backwards. And he was complaining about a shot to his chin. In the replay, it was actually his own hand that hit his chin, which is a little bit rough. And I've just said their biggest hit of the weekend so far. Talking about villagers about around the Carver Bowl last night, they reckon Fiji haven't got a good playmaker. So here's that Fijian guy. I think that once they lost Jerry Tuwai, there was certainly going to be a massive gap to fill. Tario Vailawa not being there for this leg also hurts them because I do feel like he has potential of being someone like a Jerry Tuwai in the future for them just because of what he's been able to do throughout the time he's been in that Sevens kit. Ball on the side of Fiji. They managed to pick it up and flick it out the back door to the right-hand side. 6 minutes remaining in this contest. George Balsey gets the offload to Ioane Temba, who goes straight through. Foot race here, and he should be able to score it, and he does. Fiji take the lead. Who's playing against the Chiefs this next weekend? It's going to be the Reds, 7:05 p.m. on Friday night. Fiji guy got Sarevi to come back, so it looks like he can still play, says TH. How did Fiji lose 33-7 to Argentina? Really poor game from the Fijians in that one. They just didn't look like they had any sort of game plan going into it, and I think that they would want redemption. If they were to play them in the final, I don't think we'd see a similar scoreline. I think Fiji would have learnt quite a bit from that experience. what time the Wars game should be on now? Better check. Yeah, 7:30 was when the Wars were kicking off. This kick from Fiji has missed away to the side, so still only 2 points difference. No game plan, says Yeet. 45 tries for Ioane Timber. Let's go Viti. Shout out to the Kiwi lad, says Pilla. Do appreciate you being here, France. Have now got the ball sitting just out from their 22, running it sideways, but it's not going to be a terrible tactic. In fact, it's going to work very nicely for him. Puts the ball on the inside. Riva goes back out, and Fiji will concede in the corner. That is some sensational work from Simon Dezay. Pure pace. And he's one of the subs that have only just made their way onto the field. If Fiji please stay ahead, well, that lasted a whole 5 seconds before the French decided to fire straight back in. But just round the outside, knew he had pace to work with. And then does score the try, linking up with Pauline Reva, the captain. This one is going to be a seesaw type of game. And what a kick that is from the sideline. Does end up going over. That is not an easy kick to get. Making the score now 17 points to 12. And that puts more pressure on Fiji, as now they have to make sure their next try is converted. Golden point could still be on the cards. That looked like it should have been a penalty in favour of the Fijians due to a bit of a push when France were running through. Fiji down to 6 at the moment with the player staying on the turf for a bit longer, but he's back up and how ready to go. This game is cracker, says Pila. Let's go Fiji, says Optimus, and also damn Frenchie ahead of play, says Blues Nate. Well, that's the thing. They were probably the side who made it to the top 8, which some people would say possibly didn't. It sounds bad to say, but didn't deserve necessarily to be there because they lost their first 2 games. And then their next game, they had a nice win. And then because of how close they were in their other contests, they did get bonus points. So, when they lost close. And that's why they're still in the comp. And now they're making the most of it, trying to book themselves a spot through to the final. Going off to the left-hand side here for Fiji. George Bausi cuts back in, going to be tackled low by Karaba. Bit of a counter ruck coming from France. Doesn't work out. Now back across to the right-hand side. The semi-final for a spot to face Argentina. Oh, interception pass thrown. Karaba takes it, but he knocks the ball on. And Fiji now with a counter-attacking chance. Chance out wide. Jeremiah Matana pins his ears back. Goes on the inside. Oh, beautifully done for Ioane Timber. He's going to limp his way to the try line. He's hurt himself. He's injured. And he's gone down. But the try will still stand for Fiji. But that is a massive hit to the side. Ioane Timber, I don't know if it was cramp or whether it was the way that he jumped over the arm of the tackling player. It looks like he did a bit of a stutter step and landed awkwardly. But that is not what they would have wanted there, Fiji, to have an injury at this point in time. He was trying so hard to run and then passes back on the inside to Vakadranu, who does get the try. Conversion chance, it is missed, which means 2 minutes remaining and the scores are level, 17-17. Is Tiba going to be able to continue? Doesn't look like it. Might be a knee injury looking at where they are looking at. In fact, top of the calf, back of the kneecap is where we see for Ioane Tiba, getting a bit of that magic spray that seems to fix players very nicely. We have got there 2 things are guaranteed in life. Your government taxing you and Fiji losing, says Optimus. And we have got there, yes, says Drape. So yeah, he tries to jump over our toe, or at least lift his leg so that it goes underneath. And come on, Fiji, says Yeet. Now, on the halfway line, come on, Fiji, says Lucia. Please don't try, concede another try seconds later like last time, says Krish. Yeah, kicked off by the Fijians, left alone. Jordan Sefo. Now going to run this one forward. 90 seconds remaining in this matchup. It is going to go down to the wire. This next try, I believe, will be the one that secures a game for either of these teams. Contact Fiji, says Varesa. Nice tackle made on Andy Timo. Knees are not down as of yet. This becomes a rolling maul. And France have joined in, which does mean Fiji will get the scrum with 60 seconds left on the clock. Oh, yeah, I've got there. Yo, Fiji always rushes in at the past moments and ruin it. Says B. Cannon, well, they have got a golden chance to finish this game off here now, but they will need to score, and I would say just for a little bit of safety, they will also need to convert. That way, at worst, they go to golden point, but at best, they make their way through to the final to face the Pumas. 40 seconds remaining. Fijians, they have made a few changes. I believe Vuiviwa Nadovalo will also be on the field. Sanila will be feeding this ball in. No intercept, please, Fiji, says TH. And we have the always Fiji, says Varisa. Oh, knocked on by the Fijians. They had the chance. And now they've given the perfect opportunity for the French to be able to fire back around the halfway line, carving through for Delamere, puts it on the inside. Another offload for the French. 10 seconds remaining. Any penalty against Fiji could lead to a drop kick attempt from the French. Now going across field, Jordan Sefo passes to Andy Timo, gets through one. Now 15 seconds remaining, 15 seconds past full time. Stepping on the inside. Offloaded again to Dezay. He's shown his pace. Fiji having to defend with absolutely everything they've got. Both sides have only managed to get one of their 3 kicks over. That's going to be advantage over now. Andy Timo. That's just a push from Talatholo. That's an interesting tackle attempt. Reva, that looked like it went forward for the French, but it's going to be play on. Jordan Sefo breaks close, offloads. Slapped back by Talatholo, who dives on it. He puts the ball down, or does he? This is going to be checked, and this might be a grounding for the French. But was it grounded first by Josefa Talatholo? If it was, we go to golden point. Where's the ball? I don't think... Right. From that angle, it's grounded. But did Talatholo have it first? I think this is going to be a try for France. I think it's been knocked out of the hands of Talatholo. Although, if it's been knocked out of the hands of Talatholo, theoretically, Garcia, I don't believe, can play it on the ground. Is that the way that it would work because it was knocked out of the hands of Talatholo? Or is it because they're both diving for it? So initially Talatholo has it. He grounds it just short of line, knocks it on. Then from there, I believe, this is a tricky one in terms of the laws because it could be interpreted in either way. So they're going to have multiple looks at this. But either way, there is a grounding for France. So it's whether or not they decide in the build-up of whether it is no try. But Garcia has certainly put himself... See, he's not... I think Garcia, looking at that angle, he might have knocked it on before Talatholo. Maybe. They're looking at it 15 times. The longer that they look at it, the worse it's going to get for Fiji. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be awarded, and France will make their way through to the final. The crowd are not happy, and the Fijians knocked out just before the final hurdle. It is going to be France versus Argentina in the final of the Sevens, and Fiji, they will be taking on the Australians for the bronze medal. There is heartbreak for the Fijians, but again, they've let it slip. And again, France have scored a late try to get themselves the victory. Are they not looking at France's forward pass just before the grounding? Yeah, there was never a look at that. That one that went to Reva, I felt was maybe a little bit on the fence. But they were concentrated on that grounding, and they have found enough evidence to say that Garcia has scored that one. I am thanks for the excellent commentary. Sounds like a cracking game. I lost Pumas for the W, says Blues Nate. And there as well on Fiji, says Tomu. So they will be playing up against the Australians in the next matchup. And we'll get you the dates that they are taking place. Or in fact, the time. So Fiji versus Australia will be happening at 10:38 p.m. New Zealand time. Then it is the women's final between New Zealand and Australia at 11:10. And then it will be Argentina versus France. That will be at 11:46. Final's going to be entertaining. See his country guy in there. Argentina winning the final. France don't stand a chance. Argentina too dangerous. And the final is going to be entertaining. says Country Guy. And we are going to be, of course, covering it on the channel. The next game that we have got is going to be in about 30 minutes' time, and that will be the one between New Zealand and Spain. To anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, but we will be covering the final and the third place one just around the corner too. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next one.